Hello, my name is Marianne Vertifoy. Today is September 17, 2017. I am going to be discussing the functions and structures of the major tissues of the body and where you would find them on the body. This is for Bio 230 for Azusa Pacific. Okay, so let's get started with the epithelial cells, the muscle tissue. It lines the cavities and surfaces of the blood vessels and organs throughout the body. The three principal shapes of the epithelial cells are the squamous, the columnar, the cuboidal, and they can all be arranged in a single layer of cells or layered of two or more cells, deep as stratified layered. All glands are made up of epithelial cells. Their functions are secretion, which is a movement of material from one point to the other. Selective absorption, which is a physical or chemical process in which atoms or molecules or ions enter into a bulk phase, gas, liquid, or solid material. They also work as protection, like a transcellular transport, the transportation of solutes by a cell through a cell. They also work as sensing. Epithelial layers contain no blood vessels, so they must receive nourishment through diffusion of substances from underlying connective tissue. Cell junctions are well employed in epithelial tissues. Okay, so moving on to connective. Connective tissues serves as a connection function. Sorry, I'm a little sick. It develops in the mesoderm. It supports and binds other tissue. The most common type of connective tissue is loose connective tissue. It is found in between other tissues everywhere in the body, including the nervous system. All connective tissues consist of three main components, which are fibers, ground substance, and cells. Excuse me. The cells of the connective tissues include fibroblasts, adipocytes, macrophages, mast cells, and leukocytes. The major functions are, for the loose and dense irregular connective tissues, they have an important role providing a medium for oxygen and nutrients to diffuse from capillaries to cells. They also allow organs to resist stretching and tearing forces, which is very, very important. Cells of the immune systems are found scattered in loose connective tissues, providing ground for starting inflammatory and immune responses upon the detection of antigens. Okay, so next we're moving on to the muscles. It is soft tissue that composes muscles and gives rise to muscles' ability to contract. They are elongated cells ranging from several meters to 10 centimeters in length. These cells are joined together in tissues that may be wider, striated, or smooth. The three main types of muscle tissues are skeletal muscle, which they carry out movements of the body. They also support the body, and they maintain the posture of the body. Smooth muscle is responsible for contractility of the hollow organs, such as blood vessels, the gastrointestinal tract, and the bladder. The cardiac muscle is a muscle of the heart. It is self-contracting, autonomically regulated, and must continue to contract in rhythmic fashion for the whole life of the organism. Next, we're going on to nervous tissues. The main tissues components of the two parts of the nervous system, the brain and the spinal cord nervous system, and the branching peripheral nerves of the peripheral nervous system, which regulates and controls bodily functions and activity. They're composed of neurons which receive and transmit impulses, and neuralgia, which assists the propagation of the nerve impulses, as well as providing nutrients to the neuron. The nervous tissue is made up of different types of nerve cells, all of which have axons, which are the long stem-like part of the cell that sends action potential signals to the next cell. Um, the bundles of axons make up the nerves. The functions the functions are sensory input, integration, control of the muscles and glands, homeostasis, and mental activity. Nervous tissue are categorized into four types of tissue. Gray matter is a major component of the central nervous system. It's distinguished from white matter in that it contains numerous cell bodies and relatively few myelinated axons, while white matter contains relatively few bodies and is composed of long ranges of myelinated axon tracts. So the white matter refers to the areas of the central nervous system that are mainly made up of the myelinated axons. It affects learning and brain functions by acting as a relay and a coordination communication between different brain regions. The nerves are they're enclosed cable-like bundles of axons in the peripheral nervous system. It provides a common pathway for the electrochemical nerve impulses that are transmitted along each of the axons to peripheral organs. In the ganglia, the nerve cell cluster located in the autonomic nervous system and sensory system, they house the cell bodies of the afferent nerves and the efferent nerves. Okay, so that's all I have for you for the tissues. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. That's it.